Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Can you please subscribe my channel to show me support and help me to grow my channel? Travis Head was the only batter who had some answers to the Indian bowling attack, as evidenced by his fighting 89 in the second innings last week in Perth that eventually delayed the inevitable victory for the visitors. As the series moves to Adelaide for the second test, local hero Head will look to carry his form into his home test. Head was named player of the match in the Adelaide Test for the last 2 years, and he put that down to the venue suiting his game, as the square boundaries are a lot shorter. Having played all his domestic cricket on this ground, the South Australian felt that knowing the conditions well could work in his favour yet again. Knowing it quite well, and I have been fortunate to be put in a couple of really good positions to bat, Head said on Monday. I've come in at some nice times, and growing up and playing on this wicket, it probably suits my game a bit more, being shorter square of the wicket and the way that the ball can react off the wicket. It's going to be a challenge, but I feel like I'm moving well, feel like I'm in a good space, and go out and try and execute that. Head was a key wicket for the Indians in the second innings, and he was one of Jasprit Bumrah's victims. He admitted that Bumrah, who has been a challenge for the home side, would go down as one of the greatest fast bowlers of all time. Jasprit is probably going to go down as one of the greatest fast bowlers to play the game. We're finding that at the moment, how challenging he can be, and it's nice to play against that. It's going to be nice to look back at your career and tell the grandkids that you faced him. Hopefully I only have to face a few more times, as he's been challenging. I'm best when I look for the cues, when I'm just preparing to watch the ball hard and staying fresh mentally. I think I'm lucky that I've faced him a few times and come across him a fair bit. So I just go back over recent times, and times I've faced him. We've been very fortunate to have played against him a lot, so I know what's coming. It's just making sure I'm prepared and fresh to start well. Head said that the hosts were heavily outplayed in the Perth Test, but it probably didn't sting as much as a loss with a closer margin would. Different review for different guys. The writing was on the wall pretty quickly in that test match that we were pushing it uphill. So for me, it was reflecting in game what we could have done better, and by the time that result had come, 99 times out of 100 that result was going to come. A pretty easy one as such to move on and get over and start talking about what's coming. It's probably the closer losses that hit you with a bit of surprise that it takes a few days. But with the way that test was playing out, we were outplayed for most of that test. So pretty easy to realize what we did wrong.